In this podcast, we talk about many different struggles, many different dedications, motivation, and just, well, a lot of different aspects of our life. You can follow my Instagram page at Real Truth Said for any updates. Stay tuned on the show. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead. Today's topic will be about sacrificial love. Usually when I think about sacrifice, I think about compromise. Well, especially when it comes to love. Compromise meaning coming to like an agreement to cooperate with the other person, to usually find like a middle ground that just not works for you but works for the other person too, and like just despite the imperfections and differences you all have, because it's very popular and it's very well known for a lot of people nowadays to forget that loving someone, whether it's your mom, your partner, your dad, your children, your spouse, is not just enjoying their perfections. It's not just enjoying the fact that they can cook good. It's not just enjoying the fact that they're rich. It's not just enjoying the fact that they're beautiful or whatever it is. It's not just enjoying the fact that they agree with you. It's not just enjoying the fact that they take care of you. That's all the perfections. That's all what you see on the outside. But to really deepen your bond, to really deepen your relationship, you're gonna have to look further than that. Because someday, whether it's today, tomorrow, or in 10 years, or whatever it is, you're gonna realize their imperfections. You're gonna notice their flaws. You're gonna see what's dragging them down, what's showing that they're human. Like, for example, a cook may make great food, but that doesn't mean he's good at dishes, is he? That's a concept we need to remember, because loving someone is not just loving their perfections. It's also loving them for who they are through their flaws. For parents, they're not perfect. They make mistakes. They have negative thoughts. They'll make us cry. They'll make us upset. And a lot of the times, and I mean as a child, a lot of the times, we'll disagree with them. We'll fight with them. But despite that, well, at least for me, I still love them in my heart no matter what. Because I know that they made sacrifice for me. They probably could have traveled the world. They could have done so much more instead of raising me. But out of their love and compromise and just sacrifice for me, they didn't. They raised me to be who I am today, and I'll never be able to describe how grateful I am. And even though they make so much mistakes, and if they have flaws and imperfections, that's okay for me, because they're human and I understand that. Everyone makes mistakes, and bro, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. Everyone makes a mistake. I don't know one person that doesn't make a mistake. And it's inevitable for us to all see it one day. That's okay. We're gonna have to accept that. Acceptance in a relationship that people have flaws. For our partners, our spouses, that's our ride or die. And when I mean ride or die, I mean someone you could potentially live for the rest of your life, and inshallah the next as well. But even though when you start your relationship, you're gonna have a high of the honeymoon phase, where you're so adamant on being perfect for them no matter what, slowly your perfect shield will start breaking down, and you're gonna start to notice that, oh, this person doesn't pick up the socks. This person may have little anger issues. This person may have trouble doing something even though you thought they were perfect. Because, again, no one is perfect. No one, and I mean no one. It's okay though, because in the end of the day, our true romantic relationships start when we accept them for who they are and compromise for situations and communicate. Because if we want to really truly love them and spend our life with them, we're gonna have to go through thick or thin. We're gonna have to stay with them no matter what. We're gonna have to compromise our situations according to theirs. They might not be rich. They might not have all the money in the world, but that's okay. Because we'll compromise, we'll work together. We'll build our relationship because I'm not just loving you for your money, I'm loving you for who you are because you're someone I want to spend the rest of my life with. That's a really important aspect you need to have in your mind to realize how you'll grow your relationship. And for our friends or siblings, girl, you're not gonna always be on the same page. We all vibe with our friends a lot. They can be our besties or we agree with them most of the time. And keyword, most of the time, not all. We're gonna have times where you disagree, argue, or maybe get into fights. But that's okay. Because it's important to remember to forgive each other and communicate your thoughts. It's important to remember that even though they have imperfections, they're perfections that helped you build that relationship is still there. It's still who they are as a person. And if they have perfections in them as a person and you love them, you're gonna have to love their imperfections because that's a part of them. And if you want them to be a part of your heart, or if you want them to put you inside their heart, you're gonna have to communicate your thoughts and deepen your relationship by loving them no matter what. And this applies to everyone, not just your friends, not just your mom, not just your partner, everyone, anyone you have a relationship with. Communication is such a vital thing, please. Then again, you're gonna have to realize one day how much ignoring your compromisation and communication and just throwing away any relationships because you give up. Keyword, don't give up. Never give up. Because if you give up, if you throw away things so easily, you're not going to realize how it could have helped you in the deep, who knows, trenches of your life. And I know at the end of the day, we're going to truly realize this. We're going to truly have wisdom on these situations through experiences and implementation of these methods in our own lives. But us as humans, we're going to have to remember to communicate and compromise. We're going to have a soft heart to forgive each other. We're going to have to forgive each other, but we're not going to necessarily forget. So for parents, the story I have is when I realized that they were truly human. For a long time, I thought that my parents are my parents and they can't make mistakes. I couldn't comprehend that every time we got into a fight, every time we argued, that they did this because they're my parents. They're supposed to be perfect. But one day, something happened and I saw true emotion on their face where despite them always being strong in front of me and they actually shed tears, they actually start crying, they showed emotion in front of me. And as a parent, I know that's hard for them. And as a child watching them, I used to think as a parent they're perfect and they have to stay strong. But parents, again, have imperfections. One of their imperfections is that they can't always stand strong. But despite that, we're gonna have to stay with them no matter what. We're gonna have to realize that they're also human and we have to love and forgive them and just communicate with them no matter what. For our lovers, I don't have a lover, so I can't particularly talk about my own experience, but One experience that I have noticed by this old couple is when I asked, hey, you've been together for so long, what keeps it going? I'll never forget when she said that. The first question she asked wasn't like how much money he made, future plans, or what makes him a good husband. It was when she told me, she asked him what makes him a bad person, what's his red flags, what's his imperfections. At first I was confused. I didn't understand why would she say that. I thought, get into something, you have to see what's on the outside. But later, as time went by, I realized that what truly matters is what's in their heart, what's in the inside. And relating this to what she said about wanting to know his imperfections, I realized it's because she wanted to like figure out solutions, like how they can compromise on those problems, because it could lead to a problem in the relationship. But she said that they found solutions and they worked it out no matter what, despite all that. And in the end, it worked out. They've been together for almost so long. It always brings me a joy to my heart, to my face, seeing them, old couple, just walking around hand in hand, you know? And finally, friends. Growing up, I did not have a lot of friends. I was a very much a lone child, very lonely. But slowly, I also started getting anxiety, so I sometimes got scared of making friends. After I did my HIFs, I went to school, I met people I used to know, and I made a friend, and it was great. We were really close friends, but as time went by, I realized that we did get into disagreements. Sometimes when she hurt me, or like she made a mistake or whatever, I used to bottle up my emotions and just throw it away. I didn't really care because my anxiety made me think, oh, they're gonna stop being your friends if you point out the imperfections. I got scared. I didn't want to lose the friendships I had that I struggled to build. Later on, I realized how much that might have affected me too. Instead of decreasing the anxiety, it increased it. So later I built up the courage. I told her that, hey, this is bothering me. I know it might change things. I know you may not like that I'm pointing it out, but if we want to deepen our connection, we're gonna have to talk about it. I closed my eyes. I thought it wasn't gonna work out, but I just heard her say that it's okay. She was glad that I pointed it out, because now that I did, we were able to talk about it. We were able to compromise on it. We were able to realize, hey, instead of doing this, we can do this. We found solutions because I communicated and we made compromisations, and we just realized how that really positively affected our relationship in a good way, because now we're still really good friends. That's my ride or die. My bestie, and that's all because, I communicated, we compromised, When I say communication and compromise, I mean saying your honest and true and earnest feelings to them. Don't sugarcoat things. Say what you're feeling, and don't say it in a harsh way, but just say as a I. Don't say you, say I. Say I'm feeling that, for example, this hurts me. I would want to find a solution for this. I would want to compromise. And remember, compromise meaning finding a middle ground to the problems you both had, So yeah, this communication is really, really important if you want to deepen your bond and deepen your relationship and deepen how you guys think, as not just romantically, platonically, with your parents, with your siblings, with your friends, anyone. It's a really key factor, and I advise you guys to think about communication and compromise in every single one of your relationships.